Not available in every state.
Good morning and welcome to Community Connection on Star 94.5. I'm Monica May. And you know, one of the things that help to make any city vibrant are organizations that really get in what they call grassroots areas. And they dig up from the bootstraps and they look for issues and ways to fix whatever's ailing a community. And that's where they really focus in on. And one sister that I admire so much and asked her if she would come on with us today, especially after I found out she has a new project that really is going to take this city by storm. I wanted to be one of the first ones to expose you guys to that and then see whatever you might do to help her or just lead her in the direction that she needs to go. So Nancy Jones is with the CLIC House for Girls, and it is a project that serves women, minorities, and underserved communities through life skill workshops. They cultivate entrepreneurial techniques, and they just love on the females in our community. So Nat is with us this morning. I appreciate you. So proud of you too. So Nat, how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm so excited to be sitting here with you talking about the CLIC House.
Yes, I remember the CLIC for girls. And you know, it's so funny because when you think about it, you'll say that's not a good thing for girls, but CLIC is an acronym. Let's talk about that.
CLIC is an acronym. It's the Community Life Improvement Center. It's a nonprofit I established in 2015.
And what it does is?
So what it does is it builds young women and girls in the areas of faith, relationships, self-esteem, and community awareness. And it starts with the girls. It's supposed to branch out and affect everybody, but it starts with our most vulnerable demographic, which is our girls of color.
One of the things that Nat does is she meets with these groups of girls over a period of time. It's not just like I do a tea. We do a 90-minute session. If the moms and girls need further counseling, we are able to do that. We do follow-ups and we do retreats, but your girls meet for a period of time.
I know last year we met for 10 months. From March to October, we met bi-weekly in different locations. And it became so difficult because of travel for the parents. Every location isn't good for everybody. So we had an issue with having a place to meet. So that's when my little light bulb went off. Ding! I was like, okay, we need a place, like a home where these girls can spend time, counsel, feel comfortable, and learn and grow.
So let's talk now about the CLIC House. I mean, for real, what it's about to become.
The CLIC House is literally a movement that's designed to acquire abandoned homes in our underserved Black and Brown communities, rehab them, and turn them into community coaching centers. As you just mentioned, we started with the girls, but we really want to impact the entire community. And we think who better to start that, from than with the girls. So we're talking about, you've seen when you're driving down the street in some of our Black and Brown communities, you've seen these boarded up houses. They look terrible. And you say, somebody needs to do something about that. That's been sitting there for years. Okay, well then let's do something about it. I really believe that we have power as the community to solve our own problems. We can't put everything on the government. We have to do our part as members of the community. And that's what the CLIC House is all about.
Of course, I love Natalie. When you think about a home is a dwelling. And in some instances, it can bring the center together for a young girl who has a lot of hardships, may not even have a home of her own, because this will be able to take kids who might even be in foster care, might even be living in a shelter, and just have them come and meet somewhere centrally located. And it is my belief, which is why I do the tea for women and their daughters, that when you get those girls and those women together and pop in, the rest of the family comes together. It's not like we're empowering them to take over their family. We're just empowering them with the skill set, the love, the nurturing, the attitude adjustments that we need to make. And it comes better when it's coming from us, I do believe. And that's what we're trying to do when you talk about putting a CLIC House in your neighborhood. Now, what are some of the areas that I'm sure you've seen these homes in already and are kind of like, I see one here. Yes, I see one there. Over. I know you've seen them.
Yes, I have. The areas that we really want to focus on first, one of the 4 areas is Eatonville, and then Richmond Heights, which I love Richmond Heights. I'm in love with that neighborhood. Pine Hills, which is where I grew up, and areas like that, predominantly Black neighborhoods, and we call them underserved, but we understand that the people in these communities have so much to offer the community. And a lot of times they don't even know it or know how to get started. So it's like, let's have a place for you to come, realize what your gifts are and how you can give back to the community yourself, because the answer is in each one of these residents in these communities.
I love the way you say people empower people, and you're already who you're supposed to be, and you already have everything that you need.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it takes a Nat C. Jones to just pull it out. Let's flip over to your women's event that you did. I want to talk about that for just a moment.
I had my first Lady Live was January of this year. It took off, and it was about doing the same thing that we did for the girls with CLIC for Girls, which is empowering women and giving them the skills and the opportunity and the platform to develop themselves personally. The Community Life Improvement Center is an umbrella nonprofit, and under it you have the CLIC for Girls, which works with the girls. When I was working with the CLIC for Girls and we had all these women volunteers, I learned that these women had needs also.
That's right.
And so you're giving and giving and pouring into these girls, but who's pouring into you? So then I said, okay, let's take a step back. I got Jill Bass, an executive director, to run the CLIC for Girls, and I started establishing Lady Live. It was all about just empowering women. It was so powerful, the first event, that we started getting requests to have Lady Live events in different areas. So right now I'm currently in the Lady Live Summer Series for Christian Family Worship Center, which is and it has been fantastic so far. Women are healing from their past, taking responsibility for their current situation, and planning strategically for their future.
Look at those three areas. Why are they so important?
They're important because a lot of times we like to just move so fast as women. We're so busy taking care of other people that we don't take the time to assess why we are where we are. And so when you look at it, it has to be past, present, and future. What happened in the past that got me here? What am I doing about it right now, if anything? And then planning for the future. So it's just showing women how to take control over their lives and pay attention to their lives.
Now, when you are working, I'm sure that you also work with counselors,
yes,
etc., just like I do, because we have these brilliant ideas and have gone through our own trials and tribulations, which is why we feel capable of pulling women. It's like stretching out that hand, and that sister grasps onto it. We're definitely qualified to do that. But I know that while I open you up, I have to get a healer. And my healer, besides through prayer, comes from the counseling that actually goes on.
It does. And as you mentioned, my mother, Dr. Ella Thompson, she has a background in psychology. I have a lot of strong women in my family that fortify me to be able to do this kind of work. And my lovely husband, Neil Jones, also prays over me constantly because it's a lot of work. It pulls from you. Then I have the 2 babies. You know, it's a lot. But when you're doing what you love and what you were put on earth to do, it's not as difficult as if you were doing something that you really shouldn't be doing.
What do you need, Natalie, in order to move you from just the desire, the dream, the seeing the home to actually being in that home? What is it going to take?
Well, it's going to take all hands on deck from the community. Basically, an all call for anybody out there who has seen the problems that I have seen, and they have a heart to want to improve the community in this specific kind of way. They've seen the broken down homes in our communities and how nothing's being done about them, and they want to do something about it. Anybody really can contribute to this movement by giving, by volunteering, and by offering their own services. There are a lot of people in these communities that have businesses and skill sets that they can teach young women and young people. Everybody, anybody can contribute, really. So I just need all hands on deck.
So first of all, we have to find just that one house to get you started. You got to find that one house. So if you had a plea right now, what would be your plea? You have the platform.
My plea would be to give, because the houses are everywhere. It's really just a matter of selecting one. They're all over the place. It's not going to be hard to find one. But I need people to give so that the houses can be acquired and I can work on getting them fixed up for the community.
So if they were to give, they're making these donations, they're tax deductible. Where do they give?
Absolutely. They give to GoFundMe, the CLIC House. So it's gofundme.com/F/the-click-house. And CLIC is spelled without the K, CLIC.
Okay. All right. So again, we'll come back to that and we'll also post that on our website. This is a project or movement that started back in 2015. And again, we're speaking with Nat Jones, and she has developed this organization to enrich the lives of girls, women, minorities in underserved communities, just to offer empowering life skills, entrepreneurship skills, all of the things that a woman needs to just stand up for herself. I don't mean to stand on her own. No, she still wants to be part of a nuclear family, but we're just teaching women how to get their groove back.
Yes.
And girls about what it's like to become a woman that's not only just a boss lady, but a real boss lady.
Absolutely. I have met so many women, and what made me want to start the Lady Live event was all of the women that I met that, you've had these conversations before, like, well, what do you want to do? I've always wanted to do such and such. Okay, well, why haven't you? Well, it's always a reason why these women haven't gone after their dreams. We feel like we need permission to do so sometimes. So I started thinking about it, and I did some research and found out there are a few reasons why women don't pursue their dreams. One is fear. We know that. And then you have distractions, helping everybody else. And then incompetence is one. I just don't know how to get started. If I did, I would. And then laziness. So one of those four things is the reason why a woman has not gone after what she knows is in her gut that she's supposed to be doing. And we want to pull that out of them.
Do you believe each one of us is born with a certain thread for greatness?
Absolutely. 100%. Yes. Yes. I believe that we're all, of course, made in God's image, and that we have the creative power of him. And just like he spoke the world into existence, that we have the power in our mouths to speak life into our community, into other people's lives. And we are here to do something great. We're not just meat bags that are supposed to eat, sleep, go to work, come home, eat, sleep, go to work, and then die. It's way bigger than that. Life is way bigger than that.
What did you say, a meat bag?
A meat bag.
Never heard it put like that.
Yeah.
So Nat Jones wants to go into specific communities, and she picked out 4. They are the Richmond Heights area. I heard Pine Hills. I heard 2 others.
Richmond Heights, Pine Hills, Eatonville, and the other is South Apopka.
Eatonville and South Apopka. And what it is that you see a home there that you think Nat can turn into something really spectacular for women. How can they reach you?
Well, I have an email, which is clicnation@gmail.com. But this is what I'm also asking. If you see any house, I want you to think that could be a CLIC house. If you're riding down the street and you see a boarded up home and it's like an eyesore and it just looks terrible, the first thing I want you to think of is that could be a CLIC house. And what I want you to do is find me on Facebook, Nat C. Jones, take a picture of the property and post it and say, I think this could be a CLIC house. #CLIC house. So yes, as you're driving along, just keep your eyes open, pay attention, look around and see what kinds of properties could be used for this project, because I see them all the time, but you might find one that's better than the ones that I've seen.
Mm-hmm. And then how much do you think some of these dilapidated homes might cost?
Well, I was actually going back and forth with a realtor about one in Eatonville. Because they're so broken down, the pricing is really good. And we're looking for mixed use, so it's not quite high intensity commercial, but it's not quite residential. For instance, if you go down like Cimarron Boulevard or Pine Hills Road, you see those little houses that have been converted into daycares and tax offices. That's right around the line. That's what we're looking for. They look like houses, but you can actually operate a business in there. So these properties are not going to be any more than $100,000. They're going to be right around that area. And of course, you can talk it down when you start finding broken windows and ceilings falling in. You talk to the realtor and say, hey, let's get another $25,000 off of this. So I'm good at negotiating in that way.
Now, what about our city? What about our county governments? Are they aware of what you're trying to do? And perhaps they can find one of those $1 deals.
I would love a $1 deal. That's why I used to eat at Checkers. But, I'm reaching out to some of them. I have some connects there. There are grants. I'm preparing for a grant that they have with Orange County. I was thinking about, because I used to work for the city of Orlando, reaching out to the city. But the thing is, all of the projects and all of the properties are not within the city limits. You got South Apopka, you got Eatonville. That's not city of Orlando. So what I decided was to focus on the county level, because that covers a lot more ground. I have more choices within the county versus just focusing on the city.
Okay, so we got to get you in touch with the right people there. For more information about Nat and her project, the CLIC House is where hope meets home. You can watch a video. It's called The Best Place 2019. And also there's one called The CLIC House.
Yes.
And you can, YouTube those?
Yes, that's on YouTube. It's The Best Place 2019, The CLIC House.
So it's all one title.
It's a couple versions of the same video,
Right.
one long, one short.
Okay. Really what we're trying to do is just trying to make a dent in poverty.
Yes.
A dent in health issues, a dent in education, a dent in the economy, a dent in the behavior of our youth.
Yes.
A dent, all of these things can be changed with this movement that Nat is talking about. And I wouldn't bring her on if I didn't believe in what she's doing.
Thank you.
So when she sent this focused piece to me, the video, I watched it and I said, that seems so doable. That seems very, very, very doable. Now, my only thing, though, is that as you write the grants, having to be more specific for receiving the money
Right.
may take you a little bit off your game, but you need something to start your funding of your movement. So that's what we're talking about now. And if you'd like to make a personal donation toward the purchasing of a home so that we can get this movement up and started, again, the information to reach out to you is?
You can follow me on Facebook, Nat C. Jones. It has all the information there. The CLIC House on Facebook, please like that, which is also at the CLIC House Movement. And then we have a GoFundMe, gofundme.com/F/the-click-house.
And I always ask people, why should we believe that your project is going to work?
Why should we believe in anybody? I think that's one thing that we have to start doing as people, understanding that everybody has the potential to make something work if we get behind them. And of course, I have the background. I went to Florida A&M. Hey, Rattlers. I have the background. I graduated with my degree in architecture from Florida A&M, and I have since then, 2004, I've been in community development and rehabbing, helping with projects behind the scenes and doing my own projects, residential projects. So I have the portfolio and I have the passion because of the work that I've done with nonprofits. And I've been working basically in nonprofits since I've been out of school. So I'm the man for the job, the woman for the job. And all I need is the support of people who understand how important this movement is and understand that this is a special contribution to our community. There's so many people contributing in so many ways, but this is a little different. It's a special niche. And it's going to be really, really powerful and impactful.
So again, we're talking about the CLIC House, and CLIC stands for Community Life Improvement Center. There is no K in that, and it was established back in 2015. Nat has talked about this for as long as I've known her. And for as long as I have known her, she and her family are all really involved in their communities in different facets. Dr. Ella is with the Orange County Public School System, and she will come at the drop of a dime if I need her to counsel a family for me or if I need her to speak. And then the same thing with Nat. Nat will do whatever she has to do to make sure that a young girl has what she needs. I've seen her get dresses for people. I've seen her provide meals for people. I've seen her bless people with an entire 10-month long, no cost. And that gets hard after a while type program to keep it going. And then also to your people who have volunteered with you.
Yes. We've had so much support from women all over that want to work with the girls. And it has just been such a fantastic experience doing this work. I really cannot stop doing it. It's an obsession to work to develop these girls and young women because I understand all of the potential that they have in them. I've seen it, manifest. And they really are the group that I'm called to. And yes, my mother is super supportive, Dr. Ella Thompson. She just retired from Orange County Public Schools. She's in Israel right now.
Is that right?
Being grown and fast. So she's in
being grown and fast. I love it.
I said, you think you grown taking a trip to Israel by yourself. But that's the lineage that I come from. It's just women that are powerful, that know what they want, that give back. Dr. Barbara Jenkins is my mom's sister, And so my family is just really involved with impacting children and the community. That's something that is just in our blood.
Nat, that is a legacy right there. And that's just your core family.
Yes.
Girl, you got it. You got it. You got it. By birth.
Yes.
But I want to know your legacy. What do you want your legacy to speak?
You know, once I had my 2 little girls, which I thought I was going to have boys. And, you know, anytime I ask God for something, he's like, exactly not. I'm going to give you the opposite, but it's always what's best for me. When I saw those 2 little beautiful brown faces, I knew that this is it. Working to make the world a better place for girls of color, women in general, that I have to do this because I have to contribute so that my girls will have a better experience in America than I've had. So becoming a mother was a big part of solidifying my purpose and understanding, no, I'm going to do this until I take my last breath, and that's just it. And I want to see them reap the benefits of my hard work. And when they come to my events and they see me holding the microphone and standing behind the podium, I just see their eyes and what that does to see a woman, a Black woman, making the kinds of moves that I'm making. And so I want them to be my biggest fans. I want to make them proud.
You know, it's funny that you said that, because when your kids, especially girls, see their mom in that kind of a situation, Aramis Ayala posted on Facebook not too long ago that when she put her girls down for bed the other day, one of them said, "Mommy, I love having you for a mom." Isn't that the most heartwarming thing that you want your girls to see and to say?
Yeah.
And just loving on them sometimes isn't enough. You want to just put every ounce of your being into it.
Yeah.
So you answered another question for me, because you answered legacy, and then I was going to ask you what was the turning point for you.
Yeah. The motherhood was definitely the turning point, because motherhood to me is the most challenging thing physically for a woman. It's you just tired. These babies got too much energy, but it's rewarding in every other way. Just wanting to make a difference. I've always been passionate about girls and wanting to stand up for girls. I have moments in my life from back to middle school where I was standing up to a bully that was trying to hurt a girl. You know, it's always me like super save a girl, you know. And so now I'm so protective over my daughters, and I see other girls and I'm protective over them as well. It's just my nature. And then I see the women, and every woman has a little girl inside of them. So it doesn't stop. Some men act like little girls, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But you know, everybody has a part of them that's vulnerable, that needs to be protected and cultivated. That's just what I'm all about.
So again, if you're just tuning in, a great discussion about the CLIC. The Community Life Improvement Center was established back in 2015, and it was established as a program for girls to help nurture them into becoming a lady. All right. And so with that came social skills, self-esteem, came just everything you could think of that you would want to help a young girl develop. Now, there are a lot of programs out there like that, of course. But what makes the CLIC so different is the fact that now it's branching out to really want to encompass the family. We're looking at moms, too. We're looking at other women who aren't mothers. So right now, Natalie said, you know what? I'm looking for homes. I'm looking for homes to develop into CLIC houses. She's got 4 areas in mind, and she's asking you, the community, if you want to see a project like this in your community at one of those dilapidated homes, just hit her up on Facebook. It is the CLIC House.
It's the CLIC House, and Nat C. Jones, which is my personal Facebook page, and I have all the information on there.
All right.
Yes, it's the domino effect. So we're affecting the girls, then we're affecting the women, and then we're affecting the families, and then we're affecting the community. It's all about the community. It's just starting with the girls, because I think girls are so special.
All right. And we think you are special, too. Again, Natalie has been just going after this project. And that's when you know it's real. That you take a job, I like it, okay, but I still have my passion. You stop everything else and you just focus on your passion. And that's the point that Natalie is up to right now. So Nat C. Jones, when you hear that name, remember that you heard her right here on Star 94.5 talking about the Community Life Improvement Center, the CLIC House. And you can check out a YouTube video, The Best Place 2019, the CLIC House. And you got to share that with as many people as you can.
Hashtag CLIC House.
Hashtag CLIC House. And just don't forget, don't put that K in there either.
Okay.
It's CLIC. Any last minute words for our audience this morning, Nat?
Yes, I want to encourage everyone out there who has a dream to understand that everything that you're feeling inside of your gut, you're feeling that way for a reason, and it's not something to be ignored. And that God placed something in you when He thought of you, when He created you. He placed something inside of you that the world needs, that the community needs. And the CLIC House, the foundation of it is faith. We are here to be game changers. We are here to improve our world and improve our country and improve our communities, one person at a time. And this is the perfect opportunity to do that, to be a part of a movement that is changing people's lives in a very authentic and groundbreaking way so that they can, again, turn around and go and affect the communities. It's in you, and we need to get it out. Hashtag CLIC House.
I love it. Nat C. Jones, and you heard about it right here on Star 94.5. Thank you so much for sharing this morning.
I love you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I love you back. Yes. Thank you for listening to another edition of Community Connection. The Glory of Gospel is up next on Star 94.5.
Mattress Firm's 4th of July sale has been extended. Get a free adjustable bed base, 2 free memory foam pillows, and a free mattress protector when you take home your new bed for just $7.99. That's a value of over $850 absolutely free. Plus, save up to $400 on the best mattress brands store-wide. Hurry in, your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. Valid at participating locations only. For offer details, visit mattressfirm.com/sale.